Hey watch friends, new Direnzo models typically only drop about once a year, so I didn't want to miss in this opportunity to check out their latest with you all live. So this is just going to be a candid unboxing of their new one, the Direnzo DRZ07 Universo. In case you're noticing that this is a gigantic box here, there's actually an extra little surprise in here, but we'll just take a quick glance at that, but more to come on that one. So first, as we open this up here, let's go and get all this packing material out of the way. This is not how we'll typically ship because this one is an extra coming in here, so we actually have two Dorenzo boxes with a bazillion peanuts. So let's just go ahead and make a mess around here. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way, and then we'll get these unpacked so we can actually check out the good stuff. Alright, we're just going to deal with some packing peanuts and everything around here, so bear with me. Let's get all the noisy stuff away. And I'm not sure which is which as far as these two boxes. One is an older one now. It's about a year old. So that might, for those Dorenzo fans out there, give you a heads up or a preview as to what to expect. And one of them is the brand new model. So this is going to be our first time seeing the other one together. The one we have already actually checked out, but this is a new one that I have been pining after since launch here. So let me go ahead and take a quick peek and see which is which. Okay, so this one, we'll go ahead and just I'll give you a quick teaser. Here, we'll start with the straps. You might recognize these. This could go with two different models, but we'll show you which one it is here. And you probably, if you know the watches, could have guessed that one, and especially if you follow the channel. This is the Dorenzo DRZ06. This is their Wandering Star. This one actually launched last year, almost exactly a year to pretty much the day, was when they dropped this one. I already actually have the green and then recently picked up the blue, though this is one that I have been lusting after since they originally dropped. I was really torn between this black version and the green version, but we'll check this out. I don't want to spend too much time on this one because I know that's not what most of you are here to see, but I will do a triple revisit with that one with the other two colorways as well, because I don't think we've ever seen them all together. But here's what we're actually here to see. Now we know what this one is. They always come with a nice personalized postcard with those. You've got the actual box, still similar construction if you've seen the past ones, and then microfiber cloth. But let's get to the actual good stuff that we're here to check out. So this Universo, this is one that's been in the works for a while, and you're going to notice that this has similar, from pics I've seen, this has similar design styling to actually two of their past models, kind of mashed up together and now in a completely new packaging. So inside, just have warranty card down there, nothing in the middle. And let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Nice canvas pouch on the outside. Sorry, gilding the lily a little bit there. All right, look at this. We've got this green one. So they have a bunch of gorgeous colors that are being offered on this this particular version. This was one of my personal favorites. This actually reminds me of the original Mondial, the DRZ04. When they first launched it, they had a somewhat similar shade of green. This is an all-new color for the brand as far as the shading, but it's very reminiscent to me of that. And actually, on that note, the styling of this watch, for those of you who are familiar with it, this is actually reminiscent on this DRZ07. It's reminiscent of the case. It sort of combines where you have the Mondial, so that DRZ04, as well as the DRZ05, the Solaris. But as you can see here, complete differences to this. One of the signature pieces why I say this is Solaris reminiscent is they have that lug cut. That is very Solaris-esque there. Though do notice this has one crown, similar to the Mondial as opposed to the Solaris, which had two. And then the case profile, you can see this now has generous application of polishing there. And we'll, of course, get much better footage in the full review, which will be coming. But again, I just wanted to experience all of this with you, because I have the privilege of being able to experience this firsthand. And I know many people have been waiting for this for quite a while. So there it is. This is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Can get an idea here as far as the sizing. As you can see, this one is a good bit smaller, just going from their specs, and I'll of course put it on calipers. This case is coming in at 37.5 millimeters. The lug to lug is 45 millimeters. So this is definitely going to be on the smaller side for a lot of people. However, I think a lot of people complained about the DRZ04, the Mondial, because of the styling being a little bit on the large side at 40. So this one is, I think, going to strike the sweet spot for that more vintage feel for a lot of people out there. The total thickness they have stated at 10.8 millimeters, and that is inclusive of this flat sapphire crystal. They did switch over a while back to flat sapphire crystals. They used to do a subtle dome to those, like on the original Mondial, but if you saw the later variants, the several batches for those, or the recent batches, I should say, of those, they did switch over to a flat crystal there as well. It's going to be beating away with a Sellita SW200-1. As you can see, this is somewhat of a departure. I think clear back to the original, the 250F, was the last time they did a solid case back. I think they've done an exhibition case back ever since on all their other variants. But to keep this nice and slim, they did this well-decorated case back here. You can see in typical Direnzo styling, it is somewhat restrained as far as I do think it has classy elements, but look at that as far as like that milling and the overall shape for that, the polish accents, the brush accents, all of that kind of stuff. Nice blasting in there. I mean, this is just a really, really good looking solid case back. It's going to be interesting to see how that feels on the wrist. Not really getting any sharp spots or hot spots from that, but it does definitely have a bit of a hump up, so it might rock a little bit on there. We'll see how that goes. As you can see, no quick release spring bars on the back here, but one of the things that's really nice is this is, I believe, standard 20 millimeter lugs for this. As you can see here, a Jubilee style bracelet, and let's go ahead and actually get one of these sides at least unwrapped so you can get a better look at that. So this should have phenomenal articulation. I mean, look at that as far as you've got side to side as far as the wiggle, but then most importantly, the drape. I mean, look at how that wraps around my finger. I mean, this feels like a second skin on there, so that should be excellent for that. You can see the lug drop. This is definitely going to be much more reminiscent of the Solaris, where it kind of protrudes out, but it really has a steep curvature to the outside. So it gives that kind of chunky, totally presence to that. That is definitely more similar to the Solaris, which makes sense because the Mondial was an integrated bracelet for that. But overall aesthetic, you can see a nice, judicious mix of brushing as well as polish for that. Let's check that out a little closer. And that's going to be a bit of a throwback to the DRZ, though really actually, the 04 I should say. But additionally, though, I mean, that is actually kind of, the Solaris does have those as I recall as well, as far as the polish and brush accents. Let's check out that case again. Get an idea of the lug silhouette and profile. Check out the crown side. Look at that contour there. This, I believe, is a loomed dot again, so we'll check that out, of course, in the full loom footage and everything. Screw down crown. But let's check out this dial. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. This color, I mean, it's hard to fully appreciate, especially in this indoor lighting, but we'll get outdoor footage, all that kind of stuff in the full review to better showcase it. But I can tell this is going to be a gorgeous, dynamic dial. Really picks up some of those like yellows and golds, and I'll bring this in next to the Wandering Star green in that as well. But one of the things that's new for the brand as well is this is actually their first toeless micro clasp. So you can see here, double pusher style. This is actually a collaboration with Notice. So for their Nodix, as you can see, line there, this is actually my first time experiencing this. The styling for it, it's not my favorite as far as this style integration there. But you can see with this, it has kind of like a slot. This keeps it nice and thin, but as far as the style for that, it has, instead of having an actual link, it has kind of that bar that goes in and out. But that gives you your toeless micro. So let's check out. You can see when that protrudes, it gives you kind of that gap, but how many times are you looking at the underside of your wrist? I know that will bother some, but I do appreciate that keeps it real nice and slim, and I know that that's what Notice was going for when they developed this one. So that's awesome to see a collaboration between two very solid micro brands. And then you can see, of course, milled bridge, all that kind of good stuff. So all that is to say, despite the fact that this doesn't have quick release spring bars or drilled lug holes, which I'm glad for that, because with this styling, I think that would have taken away from the elegance of it. But that being said, as far as the quick release spring bars, while those are always nice to have, I suspect most of you are going to be wearing it on this bracelet. And if you're not, if you are not a bracelet person, you can always change that around. It's not that hard to do. But the biggest thing is, for those who are wearing it, you're going to now have the full comfort that comes with being able to get that toeless micro adjust. So that is definitely a big advancement for the brand. As far as the coating, this does still have their hardened coating on it, so I believe it's 800 Vickers. That's going to be for the case, the bracelet, I believe the clasp and everything as well. So this is going to stay looking new for the life of this, which for me at least, many of you, if you know the channel, you know I'm a big fan of Dorenzo. So these are ones I intend to keep in the collection for the long run. So it's great to have that little added insurance for that. But here it is as far as just checking out a little bit of wrist footage. Again, just really wanted to give just a little bit of a flavor and sense. I didn't mention, but the launch date is actually March 1st of 2025. So it's right around the corner. I will have the full review coming ahead of that launch, so do stay tuned for that. Additionally, one of the things that's really cool, another thing that's new for the brand, they're actually going to be doing a direct order. So this launches on March 1st, and I believe they start shipping on March 3rd. So this is not a pre-order where you typically wait months for them. You're waiting about 2 days to get these orders to start shipping out. Of course, give them some time to get all of them, I'm sure, because there's going to be a rush on orders. But that being said, I hope this has been a fun little candid first look for you, just to give you a little bit of a flavor and sense, though obviously I'm not doing this one justice. But if you did enjoy it and you do look forward to watching the full review, please do tap that like button. If you haven't already done so, smash that subscribe button. Additionally, drop me a comment. I'll have a link down in the video description that actually shows all the colorways. They've got some great pictures there. Let me know which one's your favorite. Are you looking forward to this one? Do you like that they have now a smaller size option that's available instead of the typical 40s that they have through most of their lineup? All that kind of good stuff. Thanks for watching.